All right, welcome to January 2026. Happy New Year to everyone. Lee.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, Scott.
You know each other.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
And every now and then I show up at the Element CMG meetings.
Okay,
So that may be the first thing I should say is that I'm here tonight very briefly. Unfortunately, I just got wind of your meeting and thought I would try it. So I am chair of the Electronics, Micros, and Programming Group, EMP for short, of the Alamance Makers Group or Guild here in Alamance County. And we typically have about, anywhere from 4 to 10 people every second Thursday at 7 p.m. online. And you can get my email from Scott and shoot me a request to put you on our mailing list if you want, and we'll let you guys know what we're doing as well. I think it's probably high time that our small groups here and there become more connected. Not because we need to consolidate, but because we just need to be connected. So, I'm here in part for that reason, and part to. I'm also looking for someone who can talk to me this week about FPGAs, and I'll just leave that out there as that. And if someone knows something about it,
We've got 3 experts in the room.
Well, I'll leave my contact information here, and that will probably suffice for now. And
right.
You want to read that into the record?
You're now.
I'll copy it into the log.
All right, and that way, hey, hi, good to meet everybody. I think I've seen some of you guys before, maybe at the Hamfest a couple years ago. I didn't go last year.
I've been to their maker meetup a couple of times back when it was in the library.
I remember.
Moved on to some new facility that I haven't been to.
Yeah, we're meeting currently at something called the Spiritual Center in Graham, North Carolina.
Right.
That's the entire AMG. So we have all kinds of craftspeople who come for that, and that's usually on the 4th Thursday of the month or something like that at 7 p.m. Anyway, you can go to AMG site and see that as well. But our electronics and programming, essentially this group, the embedded group, our embedded group meets on the 2nd Thursday at 7 p.m. So,
Very good. Well, welcome.
Hey, Lee, I wanted to bring up before you disappear. One of the things tonight, we haven't gotten to our announcements, but I wanted to make sure everybody was thinking about the upcoming Hamfest and whether there's any participation from any of the maker groups and stuff. And then also, there was some new information that come up from several of the chip manufacturers in terms of various single board dev boards, and as well as IDEs and so forth. So you can pass it along to Lee. If I'll send you an email on that information.
very good. Thank you.
Well, thank you for dropping by.
As long as I can, and when you see me disappear, it's because I had to go. So,
Well, enjoy the weekend.
all right, thanks.
I'm counting on my wife to keep it for.
Okay, announcements, other announcements. The Forge Initiative, 2 doors down, and maybe soon to be in this space as well.
Still in process. We are working on accepting the lease and getting this space configured so that it'll work. The building only has 2 restrooms and due to a much larger maximum occupancy in the other building, we're probably going to have to add one restroom. And it needs, if we add a restroom, it has to be fully ADA compliant with the current ADA regulations. So we need 100 square feet worth of bathroom space. I don't know what it is, but it gets larger every time I check the regulations. So, which is important, but it just is a process that needs to be dealt with.
So they're going to be hosting a sumo box tournament in March 21st, Saturday, and they will be having workshops on Saturdays between now and then. There is an information session on Saturday, this coming Saturday the 17th, where they will tell you more about the rules. And last year, I competed in the open division. My goal was coming second, which I achieved. And the year before that, I was also in the open division, and I think I came in second then as well. But there were very few entries 2 years ago. Last year was predominantly open, and the other division is Lego. So there's Lego people versus interested in.
Is there a like a rules page or info page?
They will be posting the information soon. I don't know if it'll be before the Saturday meeting or after the Saturday meeting.
Okay, because the group that I've been hosting, some of the youngins will,
Okay.
maybe participate. So we got both Lego and we can do some Arduino type stuff. Have to see, whether they want to participate. We only meet like every other week of the.
RARS Fest, I assume, is in April. It usually is.
I thought it was the end of March this year. Really? But you have to look it up. I'll look it up. I haven't gotten their initial email, but last year they were disappointed at us because nobody showed up for the maker event.
That's not true.
Well,
Almost nobody showed up.
yeah, almost. I think you and I were the only ones.
With all due respect to the RARS community, if they would do a better job getting it out to the maker groups rather than sending occasional, maybe kind of sort of invitations,
Mm-hmm.
and also make it a little less difficult for volunteer organizations to get students and or volunteers into staff tables, that would be helpful as well.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest problem last year was the robotics competition.
That the students all needed to buy tickets to get in, which,
They did that to the maker space.
yeah,
This year was the first year I didn't make it. I think I was sick at the time.
This year it's Saturday, April 4th.
No, close this March, okay.
And I don't know where that is in relation to all the holidays that everybody takes off too.
Well, there's Easter.
I know.
and there's tax day.
Well, that's.
Oh,
15th.
that's 11 days away, man. You're not
Actually, I think it's the 17th.
you raise until you get down to about 48 hours.
I have to look it up. But yeah, RARS Fest is. I don't know when Easter is this year. It sounds like it's. See, last year they tried to avoid being on Easter weekend. I don't know if they're doing that this year or not.
Well, why don't I just tell us that this time it is
Can that camera be focused?
Friday, April the 3rd.
It's Good Friday.
It's Good Friday and Sunday, April the 5th.
Really?
It's going to sit on
It's on
the Easter weekend.
That's always been a problem in the past.
Oh, that camera does not focus.
It doesn't.
No, it's auto.
It's focused on the
It's focused
photo.
something and it's
It's
focused
probably focusing on the projector.
It could be.
Because
Or
it's,
they-
I am like
Yeah,
in the
I'm
middle of the
shocked.
frame and completely out of focus.
That's interesting because that looks focused. Oh, of course, right. So
Well,
what can I say? We'll
so on
bring
my
another camera
laptop
next time.
is very sharp and clear.
If I could find my PTZ, we could, it's a USB camera.
Let's move along with what we got for tonight.
Any other announcements?
That was ours. And then we've got the sumo bot competition. What else is coming up?
Is anything going on at, I meant to ask, with respect to the sumo bot, is there something on the Forge website that would give people information?
They will have,
There will be eventually.
Okay,
that's why I said I didn't know it was gonna be posted before the info session or after the info.
and I've already forgotten the date.
Saturday, the 17th is the info session.
Oh,
This coming
this
Saturday,
month, okay.
10 a.m., 10 to 11. Here,
I should try to come.
Yeah, and just as an FYI, the Forge website is theforgeinitiative.org.
And in fact, there is an upcoming events mark that says SumoBots 2026. Information chat session is January 17th, 2026 at 10 to 11 a.m. At this address, RSVP. Check this document for more information, and there's some more information on that page.
I'll try to bring two of the dads, because next weekend is also one of the weekends for our weekend group up there.
How does one find that page of the main page?
Go to, well, I clicked
Upcoming
on
events.
upcoming events, yes.
Very good. Okay, that's, anybody watching this should be able to figure it out.
And then Engineering Day, which is another event that we will be doing, is coming up soon, although we haven't entirely figured out where we might be able to host it. Unfortunately, we didn't get on the town of Apex's roster in time, even though they said that the places that we were looking at were still available, they were not.
How about Wake Texas? They were asking for participants.
Okay, where's
Wait,
Wake?
in Cary?
Mooresville, yeah.
Well, there are like about 10 camp.
Yeah, I'm familiar with one in Mooresville, but
Okay.
like 50.
Oh, by Wegmans?
yeah.
The one in Cary is 1010 and Kildare Farm Road, next to the grocery store.
We need to call around and find out where they're doing engineering day and how to get participants. How we can become.
Speak louder.
I would if I could.
Okay.
Kind of lost my voice.
Any other announcements? All right, problem of the month. So I'm having a problem thinking of problems of the month.
Oh, no.
But
I've been amazed you've done so well so far.
How can you have run out
how
of
many
problems?
years has it been?
Long- Well,
His problem solved.
So this is the problem.
That could be a problem if you want to suggest things.
There's this country called Greenland.
the email list is coming on its 12th birthday.
This is a little wooden duck,
Little Mr. Ducky.
which has a closed-pin
Recipe
mouth.
folder. Wade has one for holding recipe.
Yeah, you can be on your, hold your inbox.
To me, I'll put it in front of my camera.
Don will have to bring you.
There, that's excellent.
So my two brothers and I were given these for Christmas back when we were teenagers by our great aunt.
Oh, you didn't make them in the industrial
We
arts
did not
class?
make them. They have little thumbtacks for eyes. And, at the time, we didn't think much of them as gifts. And so we started hiding them in each other's rooms. You'd stick it in the sock drawer or under somebody's pillow, and they would circulate around. And it wasn't something that you would announce. It was just kind of a.
They got me again.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to put it in his room.
And I haven't seen one of these in probably 12 years. but one of them arrived in a Christmas package this last month, and it even has a P on the bottom, so this is mine. And so I'm thinking of delivering it to one of my brothers in some way, but I want to do a little of a
Not nieces and nephews?
no, this is the thing between the brothers. Some kind of a high-tech kicker or something.
Yeah,
You know, how can we bring it up a level?
we can put a nice battery in the base.
Pizza delivery box, have a pizza delivered to his house.
Lame, drone delivery to the roof.
Well, definitely,
To get the
definitely magnet down in here. Definitely switch contact here.
And something that.
Now we gotta figure out what to do with those.
You need for it to quack. When he pushes it down, it's,
Oh, no, even better. You hide it in his house and it just quacks.
When you get closer to it or.
No, just every random, 10 minutes.
but so far apart that
Exactly.
when they get a chance.
Yep, and it can be random.
6 or 9 hours. Or
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I went to OSCON many years ago and they actually had these little things called the Noyatrons.
Uh-huh.
And you put a little like button battery in it and it'll just go every 5 minutes or so. And you kind of like, and it had a magnet on it. So you kind of slap it under somebody's desk at work and the thing would just go every 5 minutes.
Even better.
Okay.
Because obviously this is going to get delivered, the payload is going to be delivered to your unsuspecting sibling.
Right.
And then it's going to eventually come back.
Okay.
So if you set it up with, because it's going to have whatever controller that you put in it with the random beeping buzzing thing, and they're going to spend hours looking for it and finding it in their own home. And then they're going to think, aha, I can annoy my brother with like device and give it back to you, but you will have the controller that will locate it
Geolocate.
immediately or make it just buzz continuously.
Right.
Hi there.
A pattern of pushes.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it's the other half of the
Now,
device.
we made him as
The
kids.
one brother can sell the other brother the code
Sure you
for
want to
making
be
it shut up.
associated with this group? We're really evil.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can assure you that making a thing quack doesn't raise to the level of evil.
I was thinking if you have contacts here and you place it somewhere, hooked up to the Venetian blind cord or something, and when they pull it off, the contacts connect and it starts going quack, 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 quack. Right, you have to know to disconnect it.
Now you're
Oh, no,
thinking
yeah, but
us.
it requires
We've
a
also
complex sequence to turn it off. You
You
can't
want
just,
to show the goose
Just
up on the
opening it
camera?
doesn't do the.
no, you
do
have
the
to figure out
Goose?
the sequence and the timing.
How are you going to deploy it in there?
No, the one in the middle on the right.
Put it
Oh.
somewhere.
If
I
they
can
can
put it
see.
somewhere in their house.
Oh, you were
Use it
gonna
at their
physically,
house.
okay. Okay, you could mail it to them inside of something else.
Smuggle it in.
We'll smuggle it in.
This guy
Okay.
here, I think.
So I'm thinking a different kind of annoyance.
That's the one?
Yep.
You can put it back, Carl. Sorry.
We got it.
So there should be a way for this to happen automatically. Like if Carl speaks, he becomes
No,
the.
The issue
was
is
turning
that
his
the
camera on.
speaker
I
is
was
associated with
busy.
that image,
Uh,
not Carl's, because he's with us.
right,
Right.
If
okay,
he were at home,
yeah.
you could
The
have.
right thing would happen. So, I don't
Mine is
know,
what's getting recorded, not that.
Okay.
this is the first meeting in a long time that we've had so few remote folks.
Well, last time we
Usually
only had
One.
Was it only Kevin?
It's only one guy, yeah.
Okay.
I had invited somebody from work and she said she would join up.
Yeah, just remind her again.
She's an intern, but she's gonna be, doing her master's in electronic engineering.
You know, you can use the Jitsi URL anytime, so the two of you could sit with your laptops and walk her through it in case there's any.
Well, she already checked to see if she.
Oh. Well, she's probably watching the game. Oh, no, the game has.
No, we have a couple of deadlines to work. She's
I know
probably,
what game is this?
probably working.
NFL.
every day.
Playoffs.
We burn our intern, no, we don't. Our interns work very hard at our companies. She's probably busy trying to get the deadline in for what we've got to get done. We've got like 6 projects going on at once. We've kind of leaned on the interns to help us through the humps. By the way, as a side note from your problem, we are hiring. But it seems like so is quite a few people around town.
What sort of positions are you hiring?
Electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, software engineers, process engineers,
What technicians?
depends on technician what, because we've got a bunch of different positions. There's lab technician, there's materials technician, there's, like I said, process.
I'll get with you. I have a friend who is looking for something.
And we are posted on LinkedIn. But some of the other companies around town are also hiring very similar positions. So LinkedIn keeps telling me, oh, would you like to move over here? No, I got a good paying job on that.
Any more thoughts on? Basically, we can see.
I will say this, my tall painting expertise is up if you ever want to fancy it up and make it decorated well.
I was thinking about maybe 3D printing a helmet or some goggles or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, the other thought I had was put in one of those capacitive circuits so that when he's touching it, the rules are completely different. I mean, the behavior is totally different. He has to eventually figure out that he has to, like, push the thing with a stick or something. Because if he gets his body too close to it, it just,
Toast on, wooden toast
random.
on.
There you go.
We were talking earlier about, random behavior, and I was thinking like, well, something that scrambled the behavior when you got close, just spin the,
Exactly.
I made an old robot when I was a kid. And I put a plastic head and a metal screen just inside and hooked that to a proximity thing, which is kind of what you're talking, is a capacitor with tubes, it ran on tubes.
Oh, no.
And
That's a cool
when you put your
idea.
hand near the head, it would engage the feet.
A different
the
shape
motors
for
on
it.
the feet.
No,
The thing would start rolling.
nice.
where you get the dipping head type thing, get a hinge on it and a counterweight.
I'm not gonna build new ones. These have a history. So.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the other two in even more years.
Where are they? And
I don't know.
oh,
You're
gonna have trouble smuggling that thing in if you
Probably
can't find
with
them.
your siblings.
No,
Yeah, I mean, some of them-
he's got this one. He has to deploy it at one of the siblings' houses.
That's right. The goal is to not have it in your house, at least not knowingly. They could, they can stay in the container of laundry detergent for months. Finally scoops down and up and
Right.
runs into something.
That's it. So you get a
Buried in the
co-conspirator to tell them what brand of dishwasher things they're using. And then swap it. Right? This one's got the thing is.
Assuming they use powder, I can't imagine
Well, no,
It's been a while since.
powder would be a problem.
So
I mean, he has children who visit his house, and so there are ways to inject.
So could you put something in it so that you can tell where it is? Because like if they throw it out in the trash or something, they're kind of in the game.
I mean, it's possible that some of them no longer,
Exist.
I
No,
guess they exist in landfill. GPS
Yeah.
is difficult when you're buried in some
Laundry detergent.
rice in the kitchen cupboard somewhere.
Or in the noodles, or.
Well, I mean, it could send out a ping, but then you got a battery that's gonna die, so.
No, that, right, yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants to be very low power.
Unless you
What
want.
about an RFID? And that way you might could use a hand scanner to find it.
What's the distance on an RFID with a hand scanner?
A couple inches, like
Yeah.
your cat.
Again, I don't know. I've never used that, but it's just an idea.
Well, NC Quick Basket's about 25 feet
They did.
with theirs.
How much power is up there on that
A lot,
highway sign
a
though?
lot. Well, that would be in the hand. There's nothing on your windshield. There's no power.
Right, but on the highway overpass sign, it's.
Right, but, well, okay, so you have to use both hands. to bring the scanner in.
Is it fair to put it in his car?
Sure.
Kind of a place on the phone holder, on the dash. Oh, so that its head little tells you which way is north.
Or maybe I'm evil. Maybe I'm attributing my idea to yours. You put it in his car with an accessory device in his car. So that as long as it is in the car still starts.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
One of those, breathalyzer type things that they require some people to have.
As soon as it leaves his car, it's
Plug-in thing, Bluetooth plug-in that diagnoses the car.
Yeah,
You
the
could
OBD2.
probably, you could probably hack it into that and, disable some critical
Oh,
component.
no, better than that would be to signal you're out of oil. Oh, better stop.
Maintenance required.
Or,
Hack the CUN bus.
Oh,
Flash the check.
that's no oil light. That'll get your attention.
Yeah.
No oil pressure. Oh, boy.
Well, yeah, or just check engine. The check wallet light comes on if it goes out of the vehicle.
Enjoyed seeing you guys, and I hope to spend more time next time. All right.
All right.
badly.
okay,
Bye-bye, leader.
All right.
Go sports ball.
see you later.
All right. Bye bye.
All right.
All right, anything else?
So that seemed, he seemed to be able to hear us pretty. That's good.
We hear him very.
Uh,
What about show and tell? I brought, Nick has something, I brought a number of things.
I brought something
Okay.
very, very simple.
Carl, will you let you in?
Hmm?
It says you want to participate, so you might want to let yourself in.
What does that mean?
What?
Oh,
Just
that's-
display the thing that said Carl would like to participate.
But that's a private chat. I think that you tried to start instead of this chat, which is, if that's what you're trying to do.
No,
I
I
think that
didn't.
was-
I just copied. All I did was copy the,
Okay.
Carry on,
because
Paul.
I put it in the,
So
Okay,
the video.
Pete, yeah,
it's very short.
looks like a keychain.
Many years ago, I joined a company based in Cary, making, it was a computer OEM making, it was a pioneer of multiprocessor systems. And no sooner had my buddy and I joined than we were assigned to the part of the company in Massachusetts. And then they ran a little short on money and sold the facility in Cary to Unisys. So we had to telecommute to Massachusetts from that point on.
So were you in the office,
We were-
telecommuting to Massachusetts?
I went and found the cheapest office space in Cary, moved us in, and we telecommuted. And we were dependent on computers in Massachusetts. And they were always flaking out. And this was initially a major shock because going up to that point, we were really used to computers that never went down, that just, 24/7, 365 type things. And The guy that was always on the other end of the phone to rescue us was Doug Mildrum. And we got to the point where when the thing went flaky, we would, I would say to Steve, we've got to Mildrumize the such and such. And then we'd message Doug Mildrum and he would cycle power on it. Well, at our home, we're using T-Mobile home internet. Do not buy that. But if you do buy it, you will find that it is intermittently flaky, especially while the Bears are making their once per century, comeback, against the Packers. Well, anyway, I bought a very inexpensive gadget here. And you can just stick it in front of the camera. And it's extremely inexpensive, like $8.
Well,
He's gonna put it on the camera.
you got one with a slightly better focus.
You've got the camera. Put it in front of the camera. There you go. Flip
Let's
it
see the
over.
other side.
There it is.
No.
Okay.
It almost looks like those old Amazon things.
And so that's fine. So we've got that with it's a remote
Smart outlet
on-off switch.
plugs in.
Very inexpensive on Amazon, and you can get two switches. We've got one in the bedroom, one in the living room, and when it flakes out, just hit the off button, hit the on button, the thing comes back.
Power goes, boom.
Because prior to that, flaky, really flaky. They're in the wrong business. They should not be in the networking business. So anyway, that's my little Chantel. It's improved the quality of our lives, and I think it's relatively common for folks to have appliances in their house that have to be Mildrumized. And this pain out.
How frequently does it need it?
Oh, I would say on average,
Those things.
3 times a month, maybe 8, or during the Packers game about 5 times.
Oh, okay, so it is load dependent.
It's so
Interest dependent.
so basically this broadband is fed from it's wireless, and it's fed from cell towers, and it's entirely, the number of people on Interstate 540, we're at a major intersection, US 1 and 540. And so the number of cars that are going through there that are streaming, who knows what,
While they drive.
are causing the load.
Oh, so you're on a
Swing.
5G type of thing.
Absolutely, it's 5G. And
Beam steering. to
even though
Give good signal to the cars. and
it's not uncommon to see 300 megabits per second, but for reasons I'll never understand, the uplink speed is really low. So the best uplink speed under ideal circumstances is 10 megabits a second. It's very frequently not measurable, and that kills you, because if you can't get acknowledgement packets
Right.
back, you're dead.
The reason I ask is you might put it on a timed out. And especially if most everybody is asleep at pick a time, 2 a.m.,
It's-
it goes down for 5 seconds and comes back up.
Yeah,
But if it's
so-
not, if it's not a,
Right. So I
It's not running out of
implemented,
memory.
so I have a 24/7 monitoring this thing. And I am intending to hack one of these so that when it detects the thing being out to lunch,
okay.
it cycles out.
You can get,
Well, it looks like you can get one for about $19.
No, this is like $8.
Well, I found the wrong one then.
you can get like these little rub-on arms that would,
That's right.
that
So it's on.
Comes, raises the lid of the box and reaches out.
and pushes the button.
Yeah.
I use a Sonoff 31
Right.
that I reflash with Tasmota firmware,
Right.
and then it does MQTT to my whole home house. And then I have my little box that looks like this,
Yeah,
and I press a button, and that turns your thing on, and that turns your thing off, and it's all.
right. And how long did that take to set up? This was 12 seconds.
Longer than 12 seconds.
I
But
wired
I
my,
do so much of it in my house.
yeah, I wired several switches in my house with, I use Shelly devices.
Yep.
And it was one of the most helpful devices that I have ever installed in my house. It's on my bedside lamp. It goes on at 6:30 at 0% intensity. And over the next 15 minutes until 6:45, Monday through Friday, it goes to 100%. My alarm goes off on my phone at 6:45. And this was, I figured it out. I mean, we're all light driven, right? But it turns out that it has additional benefits. If you wake up and it's still dark, you can just roll over and go back to sleep. If the light is on, you can lay there and say, all right, well, I know I'm going to be getting up within the next 15 minutes. And so there's that additional benefit that I didn't even realize was a thing until I did this. And then it's on until 7 o'clock. It turns off automatically, so I don't have to do anything with it. And when we go out of town, it's still doing the same thing. So there's some lights there as well.
Yeah, the last part of the story is that the box that I use to monitor the network is a dedicated little a Raspberry Pi running with a UPS. And it'll take like a transistor to break this thing from the Raspberry Pi. So, it's going for super simplicity.
Fair enough. I've also got my landscape lights on it on the front, on a different unit on the front porch and, various other things. It's been an actual quality of life improvement that I didn't anticipate.
Yeah, that's nice.
Now, I, based on what Paul has, presented in the past, I went the MQTT route myself for a whole bunch of things.
Where did you get the show?
I actually,
So we have 5 alarm clocks in our house. And they have 4 legs. And one of them has gone deaf. And she stands on my chest and leans over close to my ear. Yes, loud enough to wake the dead. Every morning.
Yeah, I used to.
And the saving grace is she can tell time. I'm not lying. She
Oh, yeah.
knows when it's a few minutes after 8 a.m. and
Yep.
she knows when it's a few minutes after 8 p.m.
Huh.
It shows up
Yep,
promptly.
and also very,
Schedule driven, yeah.
yeah.
Your
Daylight savings
dog
time,
has a
it
clock.
takes them a little while to reset.
Me too.
Okay, do you want to try your thing next?
Okay, well,
So
Right.
is this gonna
Move
be
the
safe?
camera.
yes, extremely.
I'm just like stuck in the corner
Yeah.
here, so.
Don't worry.
Oh, the
You-
good
you-
news is you just go
you-
backwards out the window and do it.
You can run, but you'll die tired.
I don't know what we can do with this camera.
I do,
Well, if Carl just switches his laptop, that might work.
Oh, yeah. Could you turn your laptop so that it looks at,
Sure.
looks at
Let me,
his
but I've got
superconductor?
to flip the screen.
No, I can do that.
flip the camera so that
And
it's
then
seen.
put it on me and then turn it to next.
that's me, isn't it?
I think that's me.
I'll fix this
Oh,
later.
here, hang on,
Is
I
it
can
on
do
the
it.
recording or you?
I've done a fair amount of work in
Yeah, that's good.
nitrogen chemistry, making nanostructures, and I hadn't done anything for many years and wandered back into it. And I was on eBay and a guy had some yttrium, barium, copper oxide superconducting wafers for sale for like $300 or $400 a piece. And I emailed him and said, do you have any broken ones? And he said, I'll send you 3 for $1. And it took me as long. The PayPal thing was before he'd finished his message. I had PayPal'd him, and so I have 3 completely. They're doped with boron, I think, which means they're just non-standard parts, and I didn't know what or how well they would work. And so I got them, and
What is broken about it?
no, they weren't broken.
Oh, he still gave me 3 good ones for $1.
But they were doped with boron, which made them
They weren't stock. The yttrium, the normal yttrium ones he was selling are, well characterized. These were some experimental lots that he'd run.
Okay.
And, it's, they're not standard, and I think their TCs are slightly off. And, rejects. And, I bought his rejects without, immediately. And so this morning, I got the nitrogen about a week ago. This morning, I kind of wandered into my little hole in the wall and started to, I figured I might as well test the thing before I actually showed up here. And I had my big optical table and I was testing it and nothing worked. And I said, oh, I'll have to make up an excuse. And finally, I realized my big, massive optical table is steel. And it was sucking all the juice out of the wafers. And so finally raised everything and saw the levitation and said, that's it. I'm not going to go any further. I'm just going to declare victory.
Can you put your stuff on top of that dark
Okay.
color, including your cup, just because it doesn't show up that well?
White on white.
pull that
So
towards you.
there are, so I have 3.
Pull that towards you.
Okay, so I have 3 wafers. This, I'm presuming this will work. But hey, I still have my excuses. So that's a yttrium for barium copper oxide doped room temperature, not room temperature, but high temperature superconductor. And get it, let go. And come on.
There it goes.
Balance.
Yeah, things not middle.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Oh, well, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Well, gas, I guess the dream of high temperature superconductors is, yeah, okay, it works. So, I'm going to try and float a small magnet on top of the wafer, which involves being somewhat dramatic.
Is that liquid nitrogen?
It is.
Jesus.
I can hear it spilling now.
I even got a drop right through my clothes.
That is liquid nitrogen, which is minus 191 degrees.
So you certainly do not want to put your finger in there.
Actually, you can do that. It's
Don't do it too long.
yeah, don't, it will, I wouldn't, but the best way to handle liquid nitrogen is naked because it wicks through clothes, but it will bubble up on skin and won't. So I should be naked to do this, but I will spare you.
There's that name for that
Yeah,
effect where you skip.
And I have a very small magnet, which I'm going to try and float. And this may or may not work. We'll see. Yeah, it's floating.
It's floating. It's about 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah, it's floating above the surface. I'll have to recharge the nitrogen because the nitrogen boiled off. but it's floating about an eighth of an inch above the surface. I don't, you may not, you believe me.
Certainly are not gonna see that on the camera.
No, but, it's a,
Well, we should do the whole thing over again and bring the camera over close.
And so the superconductor is,
it's called pinning. The superconductor is shunting the magnetic lines in a particular way, which causes, get this on me. I have cryo gloves and all sorts of stuff for handling this, but did I bring them? No.
Looks like water to me.
Yeah, well, it ain't.
What we're seeing is water vapor.
Yeah, it's a little more expensive than water. Okay, let's see. Balance that. This will, it's tipped. It's not, it's, these are thin film deposit wafers. And it's not working well. You saw it float. Somebody saw it float.
Yeah,
He
we
saw
saw
it.
it. We saw it.
the thing under the wafer, is that,
That's just a piece of Lego that I got from next door to, so,
okay.
Needs to be water.
To suspend a little bit.
and it was not, I'll try it that way.
Oops,
Yeah,
you tried it.
yeah. Around.
It's right there.
Yeah, okay.
Is that a sphere or a
It's just a sphere
Yes.
magnet.
spherical magnet?
Yeah, there, it's floating.
There it is.
Yeah, you can see it floating.
Hotline.
Can someone
Wow.
take a picture?
Yep. It's, it's floating probably a quarter of an inch above the surface. It's referred to as pinning.
If you wiggle it, if you touch it, does it roll around? I mean,
Oh, yeah, no, it's
float
it's-
around, I mean?
Yeah, it's not touching the wafer. There's a shadow underneath it.
But it's finding a specific spot above the way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how these wafers were made. I've got a whole bunch of questions about that, but that's superconductor pinning. And,
When you say pinning, what are they referring to?
it pins the magnetic flux lines.
Oh, okay.
And, and so it's floating nicely. The temperature is, yeah, it's floating nicely. Temperature is, minus, let's see, I'm on the right, except T, minus 190 approximately. And it's floating about a quarter inch above it. And if I were to do 4-point probes on it, it has zero resistance to electricity.
Say it again?
If I had a 4-point probe on it, it's 0 ohms, not just close to 0 ohms. It has no electrical resistance whatsoever.
Okay, 4 decimal points.
It's
Well, no,
No.
No, 4.
Four
measure-
magnitudes.
Yeah, to measure very, very low resistances, you can
Okay.
use a special probe.
Got it.
It's a bridge, I believe.
yeah. You inject current, but it has no electrical resistance whatsoever. So you could make a cable from here to Chicago, and it would not. There'll be no electrical loss. You just have to cool it.
You have to keep pouring that in.
Yeah, and you got to have a bigger one of these. But
I'm amazed at how the level of the nitrogen is still.
oh no, it's
an
nitrogen
inch-
is
It's an inch deep. It's.
Yeah. No, it's
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I've in the lab I have styrofoam and far more intricate, but I'm not set up to do this particular. And
This thing's cold.
it's still
So why don't those
That thing
things
is still
crack?
cold.
yeah, the nitrogen
Throw it
is,
down and watch a chair.
yeah. I mean, I drive with the windows open on the car. I am highly respectful of it. But it's, I also do get, used to get big doers of it in the back room and you get, it needs, respect needs to be.
And when you see your buddy fall on the floor, that's some feedback.
Yeah, no, that's why I generally employ short people. Is they, you know, they die first. Yeah, they die
Pass out
first.
first.
And that's, you know, that's simple.
With the saying, you don't have to be the fastest person, you just have to be faster than the slowest.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, or the tallest, right?
So-
It's,
Oh, go ahead.
you know, it's,
Well, so is that a property of glass that it's fine at this low of a temperature?
yeah,
Or
I
is
mean,
that
it's,
special
glass is pretty good. That's not special.
Yeah, I was asking that earlier because typically,
I know nothing about that piece of glass. I was,
Dig it with your pen and see what you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
no, I was looking around the lab for something to do it in and, you know, grab that and said, you know, it works.
And be careful, that thing could shatter just by touching.
It's, no, what shatters glass is differential temperature. And that gets down to, you know, cold very fast. You know,
that's the thing. I mean, when you're pouring that in, the bottom of the glass is dropping way faster than.
yeah, it's, you know, I may have gotten a little blasé with, you know, with my friend here. But it's, but that's, you know, that's what a superconductor does, is that magnetism is a weird form of electrical conductivity. It has to do with time going backwards and the speed of light and Einstein and blah, blah, blah. Well, let's not go there. But there are a few warmer superconductors, but the yttrium, barium, copper oxide is the most common.
Electrical waves and magnetic waves are what, at 90 degrees?
They're 90 degrees, but the magnetic flux lines have to do with the electron traveling at relativistic speeds and getting confused and time dilation.
You remember your right-hand rule?
Yeah, and all that, but it's, so there are warmer conductors. They are, you get some fairly exotic material. My interest is in graphene, which is a superconductor but requires colder than this. And I have the chemistry to make pills of this stuff.
You missed it.
I'm sorry, there were things going on. Please don't redo it for my benefit.
Graphene is a superconductor
Can you watch
So
it?
graphene is a superconductor.
at,
Four,
at very low temperature.
very 4 degrees.
So you
Loaded
poured
magnet.
Kelvin,
4 degrees.
you floated
Not
magnet
that low,
above
Yep.
the surface of the superconductor.
For Kelvin?
Very cool.
4 degrees above absolute zero. Yes.
Yeah.
Gra-
That's very
4
cold.
degrees above
For
absolute
Kelvin.
zero.
Yes.
That's very cold.
Isn't that
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
temperature
that's
of
very
a solid helium?
No, solid helium is 0.1, 0.2. You use a Stirling helium pump to get to that temperature. It's called a cold finger. And
No, Mr. Baldwin, I expect you to talk.
yeah, well, I don't have, you know, I don't have the wherewithal or space to run a cold finger at the moment. But there are other things I'm doing with the liquid nitrogen that are equally as fun.
I like the little bag you have around
Yeah.
it. That's sort of
It's
liquid
blank.
nitrogen doesn't get too cold.
Yeah, no, it's that this will,
Too fun.
yeah, this will hold 10 liters supposedly for 88 days.
88 days. That's
Yeah, it's liquid, the liquid temperature.
It's a vacuum flask.
The vacuum flask with an incredible amount of styrofoam around it.
So it's like a thermos.
Yeah,
Super duper thermos.
but right. But my understanding is that it's not actually sealed.
It's what?
So
It boils off. The
Right.
boils right.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
want
it's
to boil it
important.
off.
right.
It's
Very, very
Yeah,
important.
which.
You seal that.
Right, when I first heard it, I was like, what? It's not sealed? And then I started to slowly understand the processes involved.
It expands by about 1,000 times.
Right.
And if you know, it's, no.
Yeah, sealing is a bad idea.
Sealing is a very bad idea. But this goes in another airbag thing, and
Now, do you know the temperature difference with liquid oxygen versus liquid nitrogen?
liquid oxygen, I think, is around minus 160. That's one of the problems making liquid nitrogen yourself, is you go through a phase where the oxygen condenses, and that's kind of dangerous. You also get some very strange effects when the oxygen condenses. You get what's called a singulate, which is a luminescent state of oxygen. It gets really odd. But yeah,
Is forming nitric oxide?
no. It's a singulate. No, singulate is a weird state of the electrons. It is. You don't want to make your own, because argon is much heavier than air, and you have to go down through argon, and argon will kill you dead. Nitrogen disperses all over the place. Argon just stays. A lot of shipboard stuff is welded with argon, and people in the hold die on a somewhat regular basis. So there's the getting down to liquid nitrogen. Then you've got a big space, and you get to the heliums and the hydrogens, and the heliums are they get really weird.
I'm just visioning those, tanker trucks you see regularly driving the road that have the liquid oxygen. And the other
Yeah.
type of nitrogen.
Yeah, it's.
With their little vent pipe over at the top of it.
I was doing some work, Mass General, on the MRI magnets out at the shipyard, and there was a pipe on the top of the magnet, and the only time you could get to do research was at like 4 a.m. So I'm there with 4 a.m. working tech. And I said, "What's the pipe for?" He says, "Once every 6 months we lose containment, which means that the field shunts, and we have to vent $80,000 worth of helium to the roof through a 4-inch valve, because if we don't, it will vent into the room. And telling Mrs. Jones we just froze your husband is a very bad idea."
Unless they're paying for that.
Yeah.
But as they were screaming, it would go up and up and up in pitch.
No, there'd be no screaming. You 80,000. It's like flat frozen.
Flash frozen.
Yeah, the unfreezing thing is the problem. We haven't perfected that.
Cryogenics.
Yeah, it's you have to keep you
Well, I'm
frozen.
thinking he's talking freeze drying,
Yeah, you can just suck the water out.
instant mummy.
Yeah, you got to. There may be some stuff lower than nitrogen in temperature, but when you get to the helium, so they do the really weird stuff where they climb up the side of walls, and it won't stay where you tell it to, and you use a very specialized Stirling pump, which I don't currently have.
Very nice.
Anyway, that's pinning and superconductor, and it's I think it's kind of fun.
The main properties for that, the main properties, the main uses for those properties are typically what?
MRIs, for example.
Yeah, I mean, it is, you can get very, very intense magnetic fields. And there's weird chemistry you can do with those temperatures, which is kind of what I'm interested in. But these are research wafers. There are superconducting cables, which I know very little about. I don't know what temperature, but there are some high voltage power lines which use superconducting cables. But I say,
What about maglev trains? Or have they become a thing, or is that?
no, it's,
They haven't really caught on.
you know, you'd need to get, minus 190 is kind of a pain in the ass, and you know, you have to keep things, a lot of work on much higher temperature superconductors. And there are some, you know, they report some and then they turn out to be fake, and it's a, my interest is graphene indium superconductors because I have a lot of work in indium, and I'm kind of curious about that. Why I'm curious at my age, I don't know, but
I know for green energy type stuff,
yeah,
generators, you know, like wind turbines and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Could be useful for.
yeah, no, it would be, if you could get it, you can with a Peltier, with non-extreme cooling. With a Peltier, I can get to minus 90. That's considered reasonable. Minus, you know, 190 is dramatic. You know, this is $100 of nitrogen. Now, it's, if I buy it in a big container, it's much cheaper than that. But it's still, you know, you still have to keep it contained and all of that stuff.
And you're totally losing it anyway.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I mean, this is, and I haven't made ice cream with it yet. If you know about liquid
Isn't
nitrogen.
that how they make those little ice, the
Dots.
freeze
Dipping
kit?
dots, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the thing with the ice cream,
Is that how they do it with liquid nitrogen?
yeah,
We're about to find out.
the water freezes so fast it doesn't form the big crystals. So you get very, very, very smooth ice cream. And all you do is you take a bowl, it's like this, you throw in some heavy cream and some sugar and maybe some raspberries and kind of mix it up, and then throw in a couple of things of liquid nitrogen, and you've got it done.
I want to know how the Mennonite make liquid nitrogen, because they take marshmallows, and they pour it through liquid nitrogen to get these little mini marshmallows like you see in cereals, and then they sell bags of it. And I get it from those guys all the time.
The first recipe for liquid nitrogen came from France in 1880, 1890. I don't know how they made it. You know, it's, you know.
I know Edison was playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's been around for quite a while. I just, you know, it's, you know, closed cycle ammonia, vacuums are, you know, I ain't gonna compress ammonia no matter what. I don't like ammonia. But that used to be how you did very cold temperatures, but you know.
Well, and the Mennonites and the Amish have interesting relationships with technology.
Yeah.
They won't use it themselves, but they're happily pay you to use it for them.
Oh, yeah. Now, there's this one.
Fine line, they're not crossing right there.
Yes.
There's this one Mennonite hotel. They'll use the website, they'll use computers to check in and check out rooms and everything like that, but they don't use it internally. They only use it when they're interfacing with.
Hispanic Jews, you know, it's sun goes down on Friday, they'll happily pay, you know, somebody else will do it, but as long as they don't know about it.
Well, I know that for driving around, old order Amish tend to hire ex-Amish to drive
Yep.
them around.
Yep.
But the Mennonites are a lot more freer right now because they're even using.
They always work.
Yep.
I know my parents used to take us to Amish country in Pennsylvania as kids.
Well, my wife just went up there for a couple of different trips this last fall and brought back, because I kept asking for the mini marshmallows for my chocolate.
Yeah, it's, there's a whole bunch of weirdness that goes on.
And they don't use corn syrup either. To make the
So-
marshmallows. They don't. They're using something else than sugar.
After the discussion of sweetness and light, shall we go on to the next thing?
Sure. We're kind of going off topic here, but
So let's switch cameras.
And,
Oh, we already did.
and if,
I don't know who's recording.
I,
It's
And I can make those LEDs change color.
Okay.
You can just put the LED in liquid nitrogen.
Okay. We could do that at work. That would be
I think I
great.
showed the gears last month.
I wasn't here, but okay. Okay.
And evidently the battery is gone. They tried this version. So I delivered this to my granddaughter in early December. I didn't show this.
You may have, I recall seeing it, I don't think before you had delivered it.
You notice he's a gearhead. He's got all kinds of gear budget.
So my granddaughter is 2.7 years old or something. She'll be-
Which in binary is 0.
My 1-year-old grandson wasn't impressed particularly. He's incapable of doing this.
Doing the rotation.
He likes to pat things. So my daughter said, let's do something for him with push buttons.
You're familiar with those buttons that the dogs push to speak.
Yes.
I bought some of those, by the way, in the first early stages of teaching my cats swear.
Do you know cats only meow to people?
Yeah. And her.
Yep.
Sorry, we interrupted. Oh,
Yeah, good.
there you go.
And so I have 9 60mm arcade buttons here. This is my backup. I'm going to keep the
What do we call that? The development rig?
yeah. The 25mm buttons are only about 60% the cost of the big ones. I've got a Osh Park board here, which I've got a MCP 23017, which is a 16 port output I2C. And I've got a couple of ULN 2003 Darlington arrays so that I can drive the LEDs at higher voltage than processors running. And so then the question is, what do you do with it?
Simon,
Simon. Exactly.
You-
Simon's one. This one is called Follow the Leader. One of them,
It's lighting up.
yeah.
You gotta change the sound.
Maybe we could keep it. Sorry.
let me turn the lights off for a second.
Okay.
That's the wrong set of lights. Maybe this will work.
About this one.
There we go.
The leader.
All right, not to be too ginger, but what's your game? What's the game? What are you trying to do?
Press the blinking light.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Remember, this is for a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh,
You'll get to the
all right, I
Don't worry.
get it.
Our brains are too old to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then just say you do it long enough, it rewards you with, and everybody says, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
got it. I thought it was
And
something about the
the,
last button that made it, okay.
Did it
Then-
record and playback just then?
No.
No, what was it was a strange delayed playback of your voice in the song.
That's the recorded, yeah, you won, or
Follow
the
the
beginning,
leader.
follow the leader,
Oh,
declaring the name of the game.
okay.
Yes. I don't know if you heard it snore when it went to sleep.
I did not, but it's excellent.
we'll wake it back up. So there's a
Oh,
little
I was
WAV file player in there. So there's an SD card with a bunch of WAV files, and you can say.
remember that, farmer said? Yeah, I heard that. That one was like a pig snort. But I was thinking, you know, that speak and say, stuff like that for different animals.
Well,
But
the
you pull the
string
thing.
and. Yeah, so I've implemented a couple of games. So I took this and had my grandson use it. It was not quite in this level of development at the time. And he goes like this. So
Looking at it.
he's not looking at it. He doesn't care about blinking lights. And this is what he likes to do.
Well, he's one.
I do have it so that if you press two buttons, a chord, they light up. They're supposed to go off.
So maybe just
Well-
associate, sounds with each button.
Like a little
So
mini
there's-
organ.
Yeah, so there's another game. I currently have to recompile to switch games.
I heard the whistle on the end of that one.
So there's 9. Could you make notes? And play a note every time instead of a boink sound?
With Simon, each color had a note, a sound associated with it.
But it seems like he likes you could have some buttons press and some not. It seems like what his game is, I push something and it
And it does.
goes up and down. So that's his game. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if there were no electronics, I think he would be happy
Right.
pushing buttons because he likes to push buttons, right?
yeah.
The 2/3-year-old wants.
Oh,
a
okay,
little bit
so
more.
well, then you,
I think
It has a future.
you got the whole package.
That's in development. This is my
I saw
development
some
environment.
art to opening a CD player, put the CD and pushing it to play.
Yeah, you got all kinds of stuff.
You got it real quick.
So
Very cute.
that's going well. I've got so there's 9 inputs, 9 buttons, right? 9 switches, and 9 outputs, the LEDs.
I'm waiting for you to put numbers on that, teacher counting.
Okay. It's not quite clock, there's only 8 around, so it's
You
hard to
could
do
probably,
clock analogies.
you probably teach them colors.
That too.
If there was 9 around and the one in the middle. With 9. You don't have enough.
No 0.
We good at matching.
Another game I'm working on is Clear the Board, where they start all lit up, and when you press a button, the light goes out. But after a certain amount of time, it comes back on. And if you can get all of them out,
Before they
then
come back on.
You could do something where you
you
gave him a
whack them.
number and then he had to get the binary combination to make that number, 2 to the first, different,
Oh, yeah.
I like the whack-a-mole game, so it's lit up, and if you push it, it turns it off. If you push it before it goes off, it turns it off, and you have to keep on top of it, and
Yep.
that'd be a pretty simple game, it seems like, to develop.
It's follow the leader, but with a timeout on how long the light stays on.
Right. I've seen adults playing video games along those lines on a big board.
So this guy is the 9 outputs, right? And it only takes 2 Arduino pins, SCL and SDA for the I2C.
You're going through the port expander.
For the switches, I'm running with a Adafruit ESP32S3 Feather. So it's a dual core.
You're gonna have to make one of those. A Montessori busy board.
Well, that's what I was given in
The model.
as yeah. So my daughter sent me pictures of a couple of Montessori busy boards. And said, "I'll make Christmas presents for the kids." So that's kind of where. And so I got another circuit board I'm working that's going to mount the ESP, the video, the audio player. That's about all. While I was contemplating what to do, I was buying some things from Adafruit, and I saw this, which is
The linear dial, isn't it?
it's a rotary encoder, right? AV.
Oh, it's just one.
Just an encoder, but it's very high quality. It's used on CNC machines for
Jog
moving jog lever for moving your axes on your CNC machine.
Oh, this is from Adafruit?
Yeah.
Really?
About
Adafruit's got some nice stuff right now.
Can you, put it back on? Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
about $17, I think.
Is that a, I think it is.
No, I'd like to build this.
Jog button from a CNC machine, basically.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
And it's got 100 gradations on it too, so.
got it, yeah.
How about combining that with an SDR for tuning across the dial?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like an amateur radio control.
Right.
I was thinking, I was going to hook this up to 4 pins in there. And then I said, I don't really want to wire there. So I'm going to make this run ESP now to this guy. So I can spin the lights around or use it for choosing which game I'm going to play or.
Oh, yeah, this is very much like
Like a lock combination.
I was just gonna say, you could do a lot
Combination
picking.
locks.
Yeah, lot picking. So it very faintly makes a beep when you hit the right combination in the right direction. And then when you hit 33, 7, 25, it goes ding, and all the lights light up and makes the noise.
Or causes the duck to quack.
Yes, is this the destination of the duck with the same house or?
No,
Okay,
different setup.
different house.
So that upper pin is just a switch.
Momentary on, off, momentary.
My dad used to be an outside salesman for Cutler Hammer and then, micro switch and then Cutler Hammer.
Game.
Well, he had a whole trailer full of switches and stuff on panels and things. And so his kids would go in there and just pretend we're inside a spaceship, flipping switches and all that. Well, just the console switches.
Yeah.
I worked at the university and we had access to one of the federal surplus depots. Oh, man.
Near Langley, Virginia or something?
No, this was in Anniston, Alabama.
Okay.
And they had stuff like they would sell RF, military grade RF transistors for 50 cents a pound.
Oh dear.
PO.18 packages. And it took me decades to use up those transistors.
50 cents worth.
But anyway, what brought it to mind was all the wacky switches, because you would see industrial equipment, with panels that had crazy numbers of switches and meters and stuff. Who knows what, running a power plant or something. And it was just sold by the pound. Like, oh, well, we're gonna charge 50 cents because it's got gold leads, gold-plated leads.
Now I'm thinking movie cars.
My wife and I went to a Star Trek, a museum with some of the actual set of Star Trek. And you can't imagine how crummy.
Yeah.
Ready.
You get up close to them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. Yep, movie magic.
Just to think of the graphics that they use, the cheap graphics even in Next Generation.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well,
And those were run from Commodore 64s.
I think it was in Seattle.
Commodore 64.
Each one of those panels that you saw that had the drawing of the graphics and stuff,
Yeah.
it was a,
So in the
yeah,
bridge or whatever.
yeah. They were, each visual panel was a Commodore 64 drive. Actually, what they did is they took the motherboards out of the 64s and just mounted them behind the set parts.
I used to fix those suckers, those and the Atari ones.
And the VIC-20s. I know the shop I was at.
The 20, the 64, the Atari, the 800, 400,
Altairs.
600.
I don't know about how many Altairs that came into a shop like that.
No, I
Well,
never got
One
that.
of the models was the Altair.
I also used to fix, I used to fix the
Inside, I'm sorry, inside.
the video games with the joysticks. I used to sell those joysticks like crazy because they used to go bad. So I bought new ones from Atari. So
Is anybody interested in a Heath H8?
I had one.
That's how I learned to solder, was assembling an H8
Yeah,
under my dad's
exactly.
tutelage.
That was my very first computer.
My brother has my dad's. He wondered if
I
I
didn't-
wanted it. I told him.
I had an H8 with an H19 terminal, which was a VT52 clone.
I have my
He's got one of them
grandfather's ham radio, which was a Heathkit a Heathkit that was put together. I'd love to get it rebuilt or rebuild it, probably not rebuild it myself, but get on the air with it. But
got a Heath kit too.
Had
You know what the tour was, that's a, what was the UHF transmitter?
Somebody was talking on the mailing list about the old calculators. My
Right.
original calculator was I think it was a TI-59. Because it had the printer attachment and the full graphical display. The 58 did not have the graphical display of the printer, but you could still program it.
I've still got my HP 15 CRPN. Forgotten how to use most of it, but it really is nice to be able to use RPN. Still works.
And then mine was a 41 CV. So I went from a TI algebraic input to a HP RPG input.
So much.
I meant
RPM.
something on
Buttons
that
so
email.
much nicer than HP.
Have
Oh, they
a
were.
T84.
And I actually got an app on my phone that emulates the HP 15C.
Very good. Very good.
They used Polish math,
Reverse Polish.
reverse Polish.
RPM.
It was basically register
Polish.
math. So you would load registers and then operation, load registers and operation.
My ex-wife thought that I was making cultural insult.
I got
Yeah, I
in
was-
trouble in college for calling it RPN and
Really?
explaining it was reverse Polish notation. And the instructor up front was like, that's not very kind. It's
Right.
like, dude, it's a mathematical genius who invented this method of calculation.
Yeah, yeah, it was reverse of the dumb ones.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just had read an article not too long ago about why Fortran won over the one that used RPN input back in the 1950s, because Fortran used algebraic.
Go.
No, this was a primitive language in the 50s, probably 10 years before Algol.
Okay.
Algol was in 1960. Yep.
Although we got B language, which we've got C language, all those alcohol family languages.
Pascal.
Really, that's the parent of C. C is the only one of those that's stuck around. Still used a lot.
Especially with its latest incarnation, which is very embedded systems friendly now.
So really,
C23, look up C23 standard.
I mean, that's what Python.
Does it support
C.
Unicode?
Mhm.
Yep.
Sweet.
And of course, you got the latest, I like C++ 20 for right now, what we're doing on our projects, but C++23 is out already. Most compilers are supporting it.
GCC.
GCC is one of them, C-Link's another one. Those are the two that we tend to use on our projects.
Do you ever
the hard part
use,
is-
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, the hard part is getting the static analysis caught up with the compilers. i.e. CPP check and so forth.
You using AI
No,
assistance?
No, not for programming and not for assistance, but we are creating AI-based systems for our clients.
you don't use any in-house?
I just got finished writing the work instructions for programmers and our style guide. And I explicitly specified no AI help.
Why?
Hmm?
Why?
We had guys copying stuff directly and not knowing what it is that they're writing. and
Right,
not
this is the
following-
problem with AI.
They're not following the style guide and understanding, okay, what they're doing is they're giving you a type of solution. And now you need to write that solution in the code.
I actually heard I might have mentioned this before, but I heard a podcast a while ago where a woman who was teaching programming said to her students, I will allow you to use AI, but I'm going to ask you to write code, but I'm going to ask you how the code works.
Show your.
And if you cannot explain that, you are forbidden to use AI again.
Well, I just found a feature where you can highlight a snippet of code. This is in VS Code and click explain and it explains to you how it works. So
Yeah. But I find people still don't, they're not gonna
You
get it.
still,
I'm kind of kidding, but that is actually useful if you're,
If you're stuck on something and trying to get past an impasse.
oh yeah.
Like, for instance, the I2C expanders to a multi-sensor input type thing. In our particular case, it was like various different drawer and cabinet sensors. And the guy couldn't figure it out. Okay, it helped him understand things from an impasse. Then when I did the code review on it, I had to have him basically rework everything.
I've been using it because I've been doing a lot of complex astronomical calculations, including calendar calculations. And you would think calendar and time calculations are easy. They are not. easy.
But that was one for
They are
jobs
not
back
easy.
in the early 80s at the university, working on the Unix code. I actually worked on a bunch
Yeah,
of.
you told me you worked
Yeah.
on Cal, yeah.
Yep.
I use that all the time.
1753 is the big demarcation year from Julian to Georgia.
I remember
But
that.
that's here. The original was
That was the British.
1582,
That was, yeah, correct.
October 10th.
But there was a year there where there was 2 years. So if you look at gravestones, you could have, in between.
Yeah.
I think it's December to March. Or November to
When was
March.
the Magna Carta? 1066.
Yeah. You could die in 2 different years.
All
So
right.
it was on your gravestone with it.
How many people know that there is a fold in time every year if you have daylight savings time? You don't, in whatever place you live. There is a fold and a gap. The fold is in the autumn where you have
Replay
two
the-
times, which happened twice. So you could die on one and not have died on the other. And the gap
I
is
died
a section
at
that's missing.
2:05, but I was alive at 2:07.
So there's a really big amateur radio contest every year, and it used to be on the fall time change weekend. And so you'd be operating and you would use UTC for the contest. But of course, your environment and your body and everything else wants to use local time, right? So it was very peculiar to have 2 a.m. happen twice. It would, okay, first and then it falls back. Okay, now I'm doing it again here.
Hey, Carol wants to participate again.
Oh, I keep it freaking button.
So shall we declare victory here? I think you should. And in my opinion, this was a great meeting. And I think